Hi there. In this video, I want to share with you 7 business ideas which you can look to jump into for you to be able to make easy money. And by the way, I am using the term easy money because these are the type of business ideas which don't require of you to, for example, do manual labor out there. But at the end of the day, you can be able to make easy money even by you working a few hours a day. And even some people out there are actually able to make a full-time income from this kind of jobs. That's why I'm sharing the jobs with you so that you know they exist, and even beyond that, start taking action today so that you can be able to build a given business model out there, to jump on inside hustle out there, so that ultimately you can also be able to make extra amount of income. You are all much welcomed to the Money Daily YouTube channel. My name is Afagza Sifuna. By the way, if you are new here, kindly consider subscribing to this channel. Subscribe because I'm out here bringing you awesome video around personal finance, investing, and matters business each and every day. As I've mentioned, you need to appreciate that nothing in yourself comes easy. Yes, this could seem like easy money compared to, for example, someone doing manual jobs out there. But that notwithstanding, you also need to put your best foot forward. And I'm saying so because if you slack off, be sure someone out there is going to be doing a good job than you are doing. And in fact, they're going to be able to make more money regardless whichever area you're talking about out here. So you need to put your best foot forward, and even beyond that, take time to understand what you're getting into and be at the frontier with regards to knowledge and even expansions in these particular spaces. Having said that, what are the 7 business ideas you could look to jump into for you to be able to make easy money without sweating much? Idea number 1 is the idea of you renting out your spaces. What do I mean? You could even, for example, rent out a house or even a room you have through Airbnb model, okay? Even beyond that, assuming you have an idle structure out there, you can even rent it out, for example, for someone to use as a warehouse. And even beyond that, you can even, for example, rent your piece of land, because you normally have leasing of lands which happen out there. Someone leases, for example, a piece of land for 1 year, maybe they pay you 100,000 Kenya shillings, 10,000 Kenya shillings, you name it. It all depends on commercial viability of a particular piece of land and also for how long they are leasing it for. Assuming this particular asset, whether building or even piece of land, is going to be fallow for quite some time, it won't be occupied for quite some time, why not look into getting some occupancy in it? And in essence, you're going to be able to get some form of rental income or even someone paying you lease for utilizing this particular piece of property. Okay? And then the second way you can go about getting easy money is also using something which we call academic writing, proofreading, online writing, you name it. Guys, we're talking about an era whereby people out here are consuming information on the internet, whether it is written text or even videos out there. And with that, it means each and every day there is high demand of people to put out information out there. Beyond that, academic institutions out there are looking for awesome people out there who can support with fostering the academic knowledge. It couldn't be the institutions themselves, but even so, students out there. Why not be in these spaces too? You could be someone who's doing the actual writing, or even beyond that, you could be doing proofreading. And if you perfect your art, over time, you can be able to command high pay rate and even so get more jobs. For this, you could start with some of the simple freelancing sites out there. For example, Upwork, Fiverr, for you to be able to lock in your initial jobs and then see how you can be able to do awesome output so that people out there can continue pulling into these jobs and ensuring you getting a rating higher and higher, so that even so you can attract high paying jobs out there. And then the third business idea, which also you can look to jump into for you to be able to make easy money, is the idea of you doing drop shipping. What is drop shipping? Drop shipping is essentially you being at the center of coordination between a sale of any item out there and a buyer. In essence, you are building or linking or closing the gap around information asymmetry and addressing a big problem. Let me give you an example. Maybe I know some people, for example, in Kenya who need cameras, okay? And then I know a good supplier or even good suppliers out there who are supplying these cameras at affordable prices. I can coordinate whereby I get paid at whichever price I'm dictating, and then last for the supplier out there to also supply at the agreed upon price. With that, the products are going to move from the supplier or the manufacturer to the ultimate consumer without me really touching any of these products, and even so, I'll only be able to touch the money. In essence, you're going to pay me as the client, and I'm going to pay the supplier or the manufacturer. With that, I'm going to end up making my profit, my commission, my revenue, you name it, and ultimately be able to get a good amount of cut of this. And by the way, if you can look for an area which has demand and yet supply chain is not very clear, be sure you can make a good killing using drop shipping. And this a model of business has been there for quite some time. Of course, gained prominence about 7 years ago, 8 years ago, and some people out there are arguing that this particular model is actually fading off, but the reality is that this model is still there. Reason being, people are out there looking for different products out there day in, day out. And if you can't offer them a proper value proposition, be sure you're gonna be in business. So you need to understand dropshipping is still there. Dropshipping is active, and actually you can use it also to make good amount of money. And then the fourth way you can go about making money through business is you jumping on affiliate marketing. In essence, you becoming an affiliate marketer. For these guys, you need to trade a very thin line between you spamming people out there and even so having affiliate links push people out there in a very slick way. For example, in case you're a content creator, it would be easy for you to push affiliate links out there because you're going to attach these links to your content, okay? Whether it is on YouTube or even on blogs out there, you can easily attach these particular affiliate links to your content. But if you don't have content out there, you could, for example, be sending people direct messages out there, sending people WhatsApp messages and so forth, and you might just be spamming people out there. So you need to look for a given dedicated audience which you can catalyze or build through content creation, and then think about how you can become an affiliate marketer, pushing all these products out there to individuals who are appreciating your content and are also seeing the importance of these particular products or suggestions you're making to them. And then the fifth way you can make money through business, actually an easy way to, is you doing repair businesses for mobile phones out there and also selling accessories. I've chosen mobile phones because in whichever market out there, most of the developing countries, we're talking about there being an increase in usage of smartphones out there. And this tells you, with the increase in use of smartphones, also it calls for related services out there to increase. That tells you the demand for mobile phone repairs out there is getting huge and huge by the day. Those who are getting this space, those who are continuing to build or amassing a given clientele base, are only going to continue getting more and more money. Because think about it, people out there, for example, buying earphones for quite some duration of time. For example, someone even buying multiple times a year. People out there are buying cables, chargers regularly. People out there are looking to replace, for example, their phone screen in case it breaks and so forth. You could get yourself in these positions or these particular situations between customers and ultimately end up making good amount of money. And by the way, you could say, for example, you don't have a training on how to repair mobile phones. Guys, in whichever countries out there, there are short-term trainings, for example, a month, for example, 6 weeks, which can assist you upskill with regards to how to go about repairing mobile phones. More so, we're talking about the kind of courses which are very, very structured, okay? You can go about utilizing this, and then ultimately you can be able to start your own mobile phone repair shop, also selling accessories, and you're gonna be in very big business. And then the sixth way through which you can make money through business is you starting a content creation channel focused on reactions or even things like, for example, lifestyle. And I've chosen this too because, guys, this is the kind of content which you make while you're feeling like you're not sweating. I know there is a huge chunk of work which goes towards editing, but if you can be regular or even be very consistent with regards to what you're doing, be offering your clients or your audience or your fans what they have come for, be sure you can be able to make insane amounts of money over time, because you're going to need to treat this as a business. And I'm saying so because we've all seen multiple YouTube channels out there grow into millions of subscribers, basically because they are doing reactions. In essence, another person's work, they are putting their 2 cents on it, sharing how they are feeling, what they are thinking, and ultimately they're gonna get paid for this too in some capacity. Of course, depending on the kind of content you're choosing, you could, for example, be affected with things like, for example, copyright strikes or even copyright claims. So choose something you can stomach, something you can accommodate, and hopefully over time, you can be able to make awesome amounts of money. And then the seventh business which you could look to jump into for you to be able to make easy money is you doing online service. And by the way, guys, this is one of the easiest monies you can make, but also understand it isn't life-changing money. And I'm saying so because a good number of online service sites out there, for example, Swagback, for example, Google Opinions, you name it, yes, they do pay, whether directly in money or even in kind, but you're gonna get paid cents. If you get a good sites out there, maybe they're gonna pay you $1 for you filling a very huge questionnaire out there. So you need to understand that it's gonna call for you to exert effort for you to be able to make any meaningful money from service. But in case you aren't doing anything, why not look to jump in this? Because if you have internet, you have a computer, you can look to jump into this and be able to make extra bucks. You know, any additional money you're making goes a long way in assisting you build your financial base. What do you think about these 7 ideas? I hope you've got one or two which are enticing, and you look forward to test one of them or even 2 of them, and hopefully over time you can be able to make extra money, or even you could even be able to trigger this and start a full-time job around a particular area. Thanks a lot for watching. I look forward to share with you guys other awesome videos next time. Bye bye, and you all take care.